hablamos español.
Hablamos español
para
aquí.
que sepan, ¿eh?
Para que sepan, sí, somos de Sonora.
De Zacatecas.
Zacatecas, ahí estamos.
Hey, what's up? This is Ricardo Braddick, aka Real Estate Braddick, and today, investors, listen. You may need a house cleaned out. I got the right company for you. Dump'N AZ, and I have with me today.
Hi, what's going on, guys? I'm Hernan Hernandez, the owner of Dump'N AZ Demolition and Cleanup Service.
Ciao, that's a long word, man.
Yeah, long name. Dump'N AZ for short, but yeah.
I was gonna say, hopefully it's not on the Google that way.
no, Dump'N AZ for sure, definitely.
All right, cool. So exactly what's your business entail? So if my investors or my clients need you, why are they looking for you?
So we like to specialize definitely with realtors and house flippers. So I realized about 2 years ago when I started this company that a lot of realtors and a lot of house flippers, they have a big problem with finding trustworthy people to clean out a house. You know what I mean? Like and you would think that it's super easy to clean out a house, but it's not, man. Like nobody just wants to go into a house and then just like grab anything, especially if it's a nasty house, man.
Oh yeah, hoarders.
Hoarder homes. No one wants to just go, hey, it's a house, come clean it out.
Yeah.
No, man. There's definitely you're gonna find some feces, you're gonna find some urine on the wall.
Man.
We find all kinds of crazy stuff, man. But what I like to do and what I do for you guys is we definitely go in, clean out any house. We work with mold, we work with water damage, anything like that, man. So like, if you got a crazy house, a burnt down house, even we've completely gutted it down to a burnt down house before. Yeah.
So they can then rebuild it, of course, but at least it's all cleaned out, and they're not. That's part of the whole, like, cleaning it up to then rebuild the house.
Yeah. The drywall was like full of ash and all that, so we just had to completely gut everything out because it was like no one could live in there, man. Like breathing and all that after over some time, you can get definitely sick. All that.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know you would do even that, but that's good. So that's just even more in there you can do for especially investors, right?
Yeah. Investors.
So what's like one crazy clean out? I know we're just talking right now about hoarders and things like that. What's one crazy thing that you've come across, or a crazy situation you've come across when you're cleaning these out?
So the crazy, it's
you have to
pretty
think about it. You're like, oh shit, which one out of the 20?
This one is definitely like, I don't know if I'm gonna get some hate off of this one. It's definitely pretty crazy.
Okay.
So one time I was doing this house right here in Glendale. Actually, it was not too crazy. It was a little hoarder house, but nothing like we haven't seen. And as we're working there, I got my buddy. He calls me. He's like, "Yo, I found something." And I go into the room and I'm like, "What'd you find?" And it's just like this wooden box, man. And on the wooden box, on top of it, the word demon was carved on it.
No.
Yeah, I'm not even lying.
Chills, bro.
Man. And we're instantly like, open it. Like, let's open this thing. Like, let's see what this is, man.
Yeah.
We open it and we see like this like white little paper on it, and then we see like this little bag under it, little Ziploc bag under it. We ignore the paper. We just take it out. We grab a little bag. My friend grabs it. And I grab it from him, and I'm like, "What is this?" It's just like, it looks like dust.
Okay.
So then I start scaring my friend. I'm like, "Oh, it's a demon!" I start chasing him with it. And then he reads the paper that I threw on the ground, or that we like kind of took out of the way. Yeah. It's an obituary. And it was some dude's ashes.
Oh.
Yeah, man. And his name, I know, horrible. And I was chasing my friend with it. I was like, I was trying to be funny. I know, man. And we look at it, and his name was Demon because he was just a biker. It was just a nickname, nothing crazy. It was nothing demonic.
So it was the guy's name. Okay.
Yeah, it was just his name. It wasn't a demon. It wasn't nothing. But I remember feeling so bad after, and I was like, we can't throw these ashes away. No. We can't contact the owner of the house. He passed away. He left the stuff behind. So we had like a little funeral for him. Like, we went in the backyard, like, even like out of the most respect, we dug like a 4 foot, not a 4 foot, like a little 3 feet, like pretty hole. Yeah. And we put him in there. Oh, nice. We played some like Creedence Clearwater, like some Harley, like some biker music.
There you go.
And I actually said like a prayer, and we buried him. He's still in that house to this day. Like, he's in that backyard. Yeah. The people don't know, which is kind of bad, but I don't know. But
no, I mean, maybe it's a good, good omen.
Yeah, definitely. But that was definitely like the craziest experience.
That it was actually ashes of somebody. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
So now, how do you? So when they get a hold of you and stuff, what are you doing? Do you go and actually do an estimate, right? Do you assess the whole situation and then you go and break it down, or what?
Yeah, definitely. So we do free estimates. So it's free if you guys just want to call me out there. I'll drive out there and give you guys a free quote and all that. Usually people send me pictures. I prefer them in 0.5. A lot of people like to send me pictures of like just one corner of a room and not the whole room. And then like...
What do you mean 0.5?
Like on iPhones.
Oh, the half.
Yeah,
so that it widens
it. It widens the entire camera frame.
I use that, yeah.
Yeah,
I just didn't correlate when you said the 0.5.
My bad. But that is a huge like thing for me. Like if I get a guy and telling me like, hey, I got a job for you. And I'm like, can I go see it? No, I want to send you pictures. I'm always like, can you send them in 0.5?
Yep.
And if they don't send it in 0.5, I usually don't give like a accurate quote because I'm like, I don't believe this, because there's been times where like I get a picture of like a little cement thing, a little cement pile of even like a realtor, like, hey, like, you know, we just sold this house. There's some rocks in the corner of the house. Can you get rid of them? And I'm like, yeah, no worries. And I pull up and it's like the entire backyard. Oh, and I'm like, yo, like, why didn't you tell me that? Like, you could have just 0.5.
The 0.5. Show me everything I'm actually gonna pick up.
Yeah, I don't like surprises. You know what I mean? No one likes surprises.
Well, no, because then again, you didn't give them an accurate estimate.
No, and then I'm there, and then they get like mad at me, like, hey, you know, you should have told me this beforehand. I'm like, well, I told you 0.5, man. Like
0.5, brother, not the one.
Not the one.
Not the zoom in.
Yeah, all
to the one rock.
To the one rock. It's just 2 rocks, bro. I swear.
It's just 2 rocks, man. All right.
Yeah.
So nice, dude. Nice. So another question, like, where in Arizona do you work? How far do you go?
Okay.
You know, how far do you do business?
Okay, yeah. So with Dump'N AZ Demolition, cleanup service, we do work all over the valley. We go all the way to Coolidge. We go all the way. Wow. Yeah, we go far, man. We go to Queen Creek. We go everywhere. I'm from Buckeye.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's where I'm from. So anywhere from Buckeye to Coolidge, like basically anywhere.
Which is everywhere.
Yeah, we go everywhere.
And so, like, how many trucks or employees you have currently right now?
So right now we're about 5 employees in,
wow.
not counting me. And then we only have one work truck and then a dump trailer. But my guys have their own trucks to get to the job sites and all that stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, with time, you know, get the next couple more trucks coming in.
Yeah, we're only 2 years in, so, you know.
Good.
Yeah, just trying to move.
Heck yeah, man, hustling. So you keep me busy pretty much throughout the whole week. You always have jobs and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So we started off, when I first started off doing this whole demolition thing, it was pretty slow. I started off with about like 1 job a month. You know, I was barely seeing anything.
Yeah.
And then I quickly turned into, 2 jobs a month, 3 jobs a month. And then that's when I started to see like, okay, like I can make this into a business. I can do something with this. And I started to realize like, okay, who are my clientele? Because believe it or not a lot of people need demolition. You know, not the average person needs demolition. You know what I mean? It's pretty hard to find just a random person on the street like, hey, you want to demo your kitchen? No one wants to do that. What I soon learned was realtors and house flippers. They're always in need of change. They're always trying to grab something. They like clean. They like change. They like stuff like that. So I was like, that's my target. And as soon as I changed my whole aspect of, you know, trying to find, hey, junk removal for like the average person, as soon as I turned my business into a, hey, like I'm working for your house flippers. I'm your guy. I'm your realtor. You know, I'm your go-to guy for all junk removal needs. That's when things started to pick up, and that's when people started to see me a little bit differently. And like, hey, I got a guy who can clean out a house for me. Like, you bought an ugly house, dude. I know a guy who can clean this house out. You know what I mean? And it just started to snowball, and I started to like it. And then that's when I got into like the whole dump trailer and stuff like that. And now we're about like, I would like to say 3 to 4 jobs a week now instead of like 1 job a week. So we're moving.
Bro.
So
it's good for, and it's, I mean, you look young.
Yeah,
so
22.
How old are you? 22?
Yeah, 22, yeah.
Bro.
22.
My oldest is 23, dude.
23?
Yeah, dude, so that's crazy. But when I see you, I see you older because of your maturity, your business. And when I see your social media as well, I see you hustling. I see all the work you're doing and stuff. And that like impresses me. So when I see somebody that impresses me, it makes me look at them like they're older. You know, they're more mature, right? They're older than your normal that I remember 22-year-olds doing.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't doing shit. You know, they're lazy.
Yeah.
And so that impresses me, bro, and I can appreciate that because, you know, my sons are hustlers too. Yeah. And so I can appreciate when I find more of those type.
Like younger, that's actually really
the
good
younger
to hear,
generation doing shit, man.
Yeah, because, I mean, for the longest time, I would hide my face on my social media because I thought differently. I would think like, no one's going to want to work, because I started at 20 years old. So no one's going to want to work with a 20-year-old. Yeah. No one's going to want to, like, especially demolition. Like, that's a pretty serious. That's a serious thing. Yes. You know what I mean? Like, you knock down a load-bearing wall for an investor, dude. His roof is coming down. You know what I mean? He's got, like, an extra, like, 15 grand that he's got to pay out just because I messed up. You know what I mean? So, true. I was like, I want people to know that I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just a young face. Like, I have heart for this. Like, I love what I do. And, like, you know, I've been in construction since as long as I can remember. I've been doing drywall with my dad since I was like 5 years old. Before I even went into kindergarten, you know, maybe I wasn't, you know, hanging up the sheets at 5, but I was there.
Something, watching.
Yeah,
you know?
I was there watching and handing them stuff. But you know, I've been in the construction industry for a long time, so I don't think I'm just a baby face. I think I know what I'm doing.
And not even that. So I look at construction. If you're in construction, that you see other trades. Like I was a commercial electrician, right?
Okay, yeah.
I was able to see the plumbers.
Okay.
I was able to see the drywallers. I was able to see the tile layers and see what they're doing. I was able to pick up just by visual.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I had a few buddies like saying plumbing would let me solder some of their work to practice, man, which was cool, you know, to learn right there on the job too, right? But you pick it up as a, you know, when you're in construction, and when you're in construction, you're also considered mechanically inclined. If you're able to do that, you can pick up a lot of other things and you can do real well at them. And that's what you're doing. You're just kind of moving from one side of a business to another
side. Yeah, definitely. And it's like one thing that we do too, that we focus on, that I don't think I've seen any demolition company really focus on. Since I've worked with other trades before, I've worked with drywall and stuff like that. I've seen what a bad demo job looks like for my dad. So like, we'll go into a house, because before I did this whole Dump'N AZ thing, I was doing drywall. And my dad had a client who was an investor, and he had the guys that would do the demo for that investor.
Okay.
Horrible drywall. They would not do straight lines. They wouldn't cut anything. They wouldn't cut to the joint. So my dad would have to demo extra work, and that would tick him off a lot.
Yeah, of course.
And he couldn't. And it's not like he would like call up the guy, like his client, and be like, "Hey, I had to demo a little bit extra," because it wasn't even like anything crazy. Like he would probably maybe last an extra 5 minutes on the job, you know. So nothing that he wants to like. Just an annoyance. Yeah. So I picked that up pretty quickly. And one thing that we do is like we tender to all trades. So like if I'm removing a toilet, I don't remove it all gross. I remove it and I put like a little roll of toilet paper, so like the plumber can go in and make sure that like the tile guys didn't drop anything in the toilet or anything like that. I'll throw little caps on everything that I remove. Any sink plumbers what are they called? Not appliances, fixtures, sink fixtures or stuff like that. I remove. I'll throw on like a cap on it because I don't want leakage on the house or anything like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then same with, I remove light fixtures and stuff like that. I'll put little caps for the electrician. I'll put the wires away neatly so so when the electrician's there, it's a nice clean work for him.
It's not like turn it on and just
he doesn't get electrocuted. Definitely. But I look out for all the other trades, you know, make sure that everyone's good, you know, after me, because I mean, after us, we're the first guys there, man. So like, depending on how good our work is, it's gonna determine how smooth the project is gonna be for the investor. So
yeah, it's true, man. Because I have seen some supposedly like demolition or cleanup crews that come in and they still leave crap everywhere. They don't really pick it up. Maybe the big parts, and then they're out, and you're like, well, what about this and this over here? Like they don't pick that up or what? And you're over there having to kind of clean it up. And so, I can appreciate that you're actually, you know, going the extra mile. Yeah,
that's why I have like the whole Dump'N AZ cleanup crew, because like I truly want to be like that cleanup crew. Like I have like a vision of like, because I know like on job sites and stuff like that, it's so annoying having to clean up after the end of the day. Like, you know, you're working all day having to like do drywall, and then you're like, oh, okay, I'm done. And then you look and you just see a bunch of sheetrock everywhere. And you're like, gosh, I gotta pick it up. I gotta pick it up. So like I kind of want to be that change. Like, you know what? Like, don't pick it up. I'll pick it up. You know what I mean? Like I'll be around the job site. I'll walk around. You know what I mean? Me and my crew walk around. We got you. We got a trailer right there. Yeah. That's what I want to do. You know what I mean?
For sure. And that's what you're doing, man.
That is what we're doing, and that's what kind of like changed my aspect of everything. And you know, we're just kind of moving along since then.
Ever since seeing you on social media, because this type of business, you don't, you know, search it really, you know, it's again, he said it's a very niched business. And so seeing him on social media, I was like, wow, like, you know, he's out there doing this part of a job that, you know, and sometimes people don't like doing these, you know, jobs, right? Because like you said, you come across nasty stuff and things like that. Oh, I'm thinking about the one I saw about the
bird?
Yeah, but I was gonna say the person that when they get in a house and they don't leave, what are they called? No, but what is it called? When somebody goes in the house, they don't leave. Man, I just had
the tenant stays in there or something like that.
Yeah, but no, somebody comes in after the house is empty. Somebody comes in and they don't leave. They're called.
No, not a hoarder.
No, not
a hoarder. They're like a spotter. A spotter.
I was
squatter.
A squatter. I was laughing because he had a squatter bird in this house, and he was trying to get him out all nicely and stuff.
I was doing my best, man. And there's been times where I've actually had to kick out an actual squatter, man. Like, oh wow. There was a time where I had my client call me, and he's like, "Hey, job's ready. You know, come on in." you know, house should be empty. You know, this is what needs to be demoed. This is what needs to be cleared out. So I go in, and I was just gonna give him kind of like a quote. You know, I was gonna start the next day. So I'm in there and I'm, you know, unlocking the little lock with the key and all that. I put the key in there. I'm twisting it, and as I'm twisting it, I feel it like lock. It locks again, and I'm just like, what the heck? So I keep messing with this key, and it keeps getting turned the other way. I'm like, someone in here? Someone messing with me? Like, what's going on? So I called my client. I'm like, hey, are you in the house? Are you messing with me? What's going on? He goes, no one should be in there. Mm. So then I knock, you know, out of curiosity, and then I hear, who is it? And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? So I just give a call back to my client. I'm like, yo, someone's in the house. I don't know what's going on. Dang. He's like, damn, it's a squatter, man. Like, can you do me a solid? Can you get him out? And I was like, like, I don't know how I want to do that. I'm a little nervous. Right, like, I didn't, at the time I was 20, so I didn't have nothing on me. So, you know, I walk in there.
Green.
Yeah, I was green, nothing, Brand. And I kind of just knock on the door. I was like, hey, man, like, can you get out of here? And it was a lady. So I was like, okay, maybe not too scary. Yeah. So she opens the door and then she goes, yeah, I got tricked. You know, like, this guy told me that he was selling me a house. I gave him $5,000. And then now you're telling me that I don't live here? And I was like, what guy gave you, who did you give $5,000 to? It's a lie. So then finally, I tell her to come out, and she goes, okay, let me just grab my things. I'll open the garage and I'll leave. So I don't even want to go inside the house. I'm not going in there until she's out. Like, I don't know who's in there with her.
Oh yeah, what they have.
I just hear one girl. I don't know if there's multiple people in there. Yeah. And then this garage door opens, and they have a car in there. So they're not like fully homeless. Right. So there's a car in there, and I just see this big dude, like 6'7" cholo dude, just walk out. And he just walks out and he gets in the car. He doesn't even say a single word to me. And then that girl walks up to me and then she goes, I'm sorry, like, we got scammed. I'll get out of here. And she just leaves and I'm just like waving at them like really nervously.
You're like doing this.
Yeah, I'm like, And I still call my client and I'm like, hey man, like, can you come and check with me, like, to clear out the house? I don't feel comfortable. And he comes in and, you know, we walk the house, everything's good. But, you know, there's times where we got to do stuff like that.
That should have been extra charge right there, man.
Yeah, I mean, but hey, we'll do it. You know what I mean? We'll do it. So... You know, what demo guys do that for you guys? You know, we'll do that for you guys.
They're going to be like, hey, you know what? This and that. Come figure this out. Call me and I'll come back, right? Normal businesses would be like, hey, you call me back when this is squared away and then I'll demo your shit.
Exactly. But, you know, we took the extra step. My client, he's done a lot for us. You know, I at the time, we were pretty early on and I was just, you know, extremely grateful that he was giving me work for like at 20 years old. Yeah. He's like a big time investor. Like he can have like some other dudes running his houses and he trusted me. So I'm like, you know what, like I'll do what I can to make his day easier. So that's what I do, you know, definitely.
Of course. Yeah. I've known a couple people to do that aren't even part of anything like that. They're a whole different business, but they'll go help their clients to, you know, really good businesses that you work with will do, you know, certain things like that for you. Because again, not normal companies will do that. No,
definitely. And there's been times as well where we've cleaned out a house where like they lose a house or something like that. And they have some items that they do want. And I'll tell them like, hey, you know what, like, I understand the circumstance and all that. I'll deliver some stuff for you, and I'll even do it for free, like, you know, just because I feel bad because losing a home that's so bad, sucks, and then like it's so like it's a shitty feeling for me, like throwing stuff away and then in front of their faces, like that's all the stuff that they've worked for, but they lost it because they lost the house, and I have to throw it away, and they're just watching me like come out with their stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not jacked on your part, but it's just jacked for that situation.
That situation's a jacked situation. You know what I mean? So the best I can do, like, hey man, like whatever you want, you know, fill up my trailer, I'll take to your new place.
That's cool, man. That's good of you right there, man. Yeah. So you do speak Spanish, so you definitely can pick up, like, say, even my Spanish-speaking customers and stuff like that.
Yeah, we speak Spanish. You know, hablo español.
Nice. Like, Hablamos español.
Hablamos español
para que sepan,
Para que sepan, sí, somos de Sonora.
De Zacatecas.
Ahí estamos. No, but I speak Spanish. My name's Hernan Hernandez, you know what I mean?
Right. So, hey, but it don't matter, dude, because there's some, you know, guys that have these Mexican names and they're like, no, sorry,
like,
no.
I understand it. You know what I mean?
I understand it. Yeah. And that's where I messed up. My kids, well, for one, my oldest is 25% Thai, 25% Chinese, and
that's awesome.
50% Mexican. Well, I couldn't speak to his mom's in Spanish, so he never learned it, which, you know, I kind of regret that. Somehow I wish we would have taught him, right? Because it's very important, you know, to know a second language, and especially Spanish being here close to where we are. And so my youngest, he understands it a little more, speaks it a little more, but it's still not enough. That, again, those are two regrets that I have in my life, is not teaching them Spanish.
Not teaching them Spanish. Spanish or learning any language is a huge thing for me, man. Like, I don't have any kids yet, but I know when the time comes and I do have kids, I'm definitely going to, like, act like I don't speak English, because my Spanish isn't fully perfect either, because my mom speaks English and my dad doesn't speak English. So, like, I grew up in a household where I would speak Spanish to my dad, and then my mom would speak English to me and I would speak English to her. So like it was kind of like a mixture of both. Yeah. So like my Spanish is, you know, I'd say it's pretty good. Like I've never had a problem.
We can get by, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I don't think I've ever had a problem like speaking to a Spanish speaker and like them not understanding me, or like me being in a room and like not understanding what's going on.
I'm with you, bro. I'm the same way.
Yeah, it definitely does help. Like, and I know for your field, definitely like speaking Spanish is a huge thing, right?
Yeah. My first client was from out of town and Spanish speaking only.
You only spoke Spanish?
Yeah, so guess what? Over the phone, it was Spanish speaking all the time. Can you imagine if I'm, trying to type it to them or, say, so it was Spanish speaking, but that was my first client from out of town, from California.
And they were Spanish speaking? Your first deal was in California?
Yeah, they had a house that was in, they had a vested house over here, and they wanted it sold, and I sold their house. Okay. But again, I have another one in Buckeye, actually, that I'm going to be putting up in the market soon, and Spanish speaking. And so it's blessed. I'm blessed, that I was able to pick it up from my grandma, and, because they all spoke Spanish. Nobody spoke really English. But that's definitely a benefit in this business, in real estate, in construction. Everybody I work with in construction spoke Spanish. And so, man, it's a very positive thing to have. And that's, like I say, one regret I have, man. If I have any, I normally don't have any regrets, but that's the one.
That's the one?
Yeah.
Would you say, so your first deal, you said that you sold the house?
Yeah, I sold his house that he had over here. He was renting out.
Okay. Would you say like selling a house or like finding a house for a client? What's more like difficult for your end? Like what's...
Well, I wouldn't say they're difficult, any of them, but I prefer to be a buyer's agent. Now, mind you, I'll be a seller's agent.
Yeah, definitely.
It's all the same paperwork. You're just on the opposite ends of the paperwork, right? Yeah. So it's the same thing. Time frames are the same time frames. You just have the time frame that's against you on this side. Okay. Vice the time frame that you have on this side for them to respond to you. And so, I mean, I've been doing more buyers than sellers. Okay. So I would say about 70-30 is what I'm doing right now.
70-30.
And but I mean either one. But I definitely do I like getting somebody into their home.
Yeah, that's that feeling, right?
That feeling that they got their home, they get the keys. I love giving the keys, you know what I'm saying? It's not as fun taking somebody's keys and saying, all right, here, we're going to leave them for this guy to pick them up. I prefer to say, here are your keys to your brand new home or your new house to you, you know?
That must be an amazing feeling for you, right? I'm not a realtor, but I know that feels good. And, like they found their dream homes, the stress is gone. Yeah. All of that is gone, because when I was like looking for a truck, like I was struggling just to even find a truck, finding that perfect truck. And when I found it, it was just like, thank God. And that's just a vehicle. That's not even nothing like, that's not that big. It is a big part of your life, but
it's the weight off your shoulders.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember just feeling so like happy just driving home and just like, not even like that I bought a truck, just that I'm done with like looking for a truck. Like I'm done looking, like I don't have to go to these dealerships anymore. And I can only assume it's 10 times better, like feeling when you buy a house. Yeah, like that's amazing.
And that's the thing is, it does get stressful when buyers are looking for a house, right? Yeah. Just the same as it's stressful to find a good, reputable company to go find a, clean out their house.
Go clean out their house, yeah,
and so it can become very stressful for people to be like, man, what good company can I trust? Who have you used? Please, give me somebody good, somebody that I can trust. And so it does become stressful during those times, looking for companies like yourself, looking for realtors like me that will be there for them.
And I understand too, because for realtors, it's about time, about moving fast, right?
Yeah, so there's time frames on things. Exactly. That you have to respond by. And so, you know what I'm saying? That's where we need to have you on speed dial. Yeah, so like... Because I don't want to be looking for somebody, like you, if I'm in a time crunch. Yeah. I want to have you right there. I'm going to call you, boom, hey, Hernan, I need you to go over there and freaking take care of this.
Yeah, definitely, because I know there's been times where like, someone's trying to sell a house and like, hey, I'll sell this house if you get all this trash out of here, but then they're like, I can't find anybody or no one's willing to do it or stuff like that.
I got you.
Yeah, that's when I come in like, hey, and then imagine your realtor is like, oh, I got the perfect junk removal connection, dude. Like that's nice. And that's when I come in and then we can make a deal or something like, boom. I got your house cleared out. It's ready to sell. You know what I mean? Your seller's ready to sell, and there we go.
When you have your list of contractors to do different things, I mean, that's a benefit you get, say, with me. If you choose me as your realtor, I'm going to have people like Hernan and Dump'N AZ that's going to, come get your stuff. There's going to be no questions asked. It's going to be done. I got them right in my pocket when I need to call them if that's what you guys need. And again, they're a reputable company, and I, just follow them on all their social medias, and you'll see they know what they're doing. They might be young, but just like my last TPG painting, little shout out there. Young, right? Young, but man, they know what they're doing, so Yeah, man, that's appreciate what you bring to the industry, right? To us, to help us, for our clients.
Yeah, definitely. That's just a big part of what we do, and I definitely do think it is important to, like, if a realtor gets a curveball thrown at him, if he's got someone on speed dial, that's extremely important. That shows how, like, how real you are to sell their house, how serious you are to help them out.
How important they are, and
how
their
important
value.
Their value. That they're not just a money sign to you. Like, it's not like, oh, this guy's just trying to, like, make me sell a house because
he wants to get paid.
Like, no, like, this dude genuinely cares about me. Like, wow, he took care of my trash. Like, he took care. He cleaned out my house as well. He even found, like, the guys for me. I didn't have to find a junk removal guy. He found a junk removal guy for me. Like, he took care of all that for me. Like, wow, like, that's a really good realtor. Like, that's a good team to have. He has
connections, and he already has the people that he trusts. And if he can if he trusts them, and he's my realtor, you know what I'm saying? Then then it's a perfect choice when you pick that realtor. But anything else you have that you want to share? Another crazy story before we head out?
Another crazy story? I mean, I got a bunch of them. You know what I mean? I had one where heart attack, I guess. This old lady, bless her soul, man. She was in this house. It was a condo. She was in there for about, like, I think she said, like, 32 years.
Oh, wow.
And then she had gotten COVID, and, like, she got really sick, and she couldn't make her payments, and they just kicked her out like that. They just evicted her like nothing.
Damn.
And she was pretty old, so she couldn't move any of her stuff out of the house. So she basically lost everything. Like, everything in that house. I think she only, like, walked out with, like, a couple clothes on her back. And, like, that was basically it. But during the time that we were working there, it was a 2-story condo. We're working, everything's fine. And as we're working, we're all upstairs, and we hear, like, these little noises downstairs, like, just kind of moving around. And we're like, what the heck? What's going on? So we peeked down there, and we knew that we didn't know what she looked like, but we knew that, the situation. And as we go down there, we just see, like, this old lady with this big old hair. And she just starts yelling, "Get out of my house. What are you guys doing here? Get the hell out of here. You guys are trespassing. I'm going to call the cops." And I was like, oh my gosh. For a split second, I believed her. I was like, we're in the wrong house, guys. I was like, dude, we messed up. And instantly, I run back upstairs because, I'm not going to confront this lady. I don't know what to do. And I'm telling my guys, I'm telling my workers, like, yo, like, there's a lady downstairs. Like, I need to call my client. Like, are we in the wrong house? And then, no, we're not in the wrong house. Call my client. She's like, dude, she was there the other day. Like, she came with, I guess came with, like, 2 other men.
Oh, damn.
And, like, my client, she's a female. And I guess they chased her upstairs. And, like, she was, like, locked in the bathroom. And they were, like, trying to, like, I don't know, like, they're just, like, scaring her or something. So as soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, like, we got to get this lady out of here. We end up calling the cops. Like, she doesn't want to leave. It's on my Instagram too. If you look at my highlights for my events, you'll see it.
I'll check it out.
And then, finally, dude, like, for like 2 hours, we get her to leave, and we're able to work again. But yeah, just stuff like that happens to us all the time, man.
I bet, dude, because you're going into situations that are again more at the end of something, right? Like, or beginning of something. So take this out, because that's all I need left to do this, or hey, take this out, so then I can start, a new renter in there or whatnot.
Yeah, like I said, it's always with investors, and it is really sad seeing people lose their houses, and then, like, me just having to come in and do what I have to do. But
understand, you had nothing to do with it. It's your business. It's my business. You got hired to do a job, and that's what you're there for.
Yeah, definitely. But
awesome, man. Hey, well, I really appreciate you coming out, dude.
Of course.
Give everybody where they can find you, all your information.
Yeah, definitely. So first and most, thanks for having me and all that.
I appreciate it.
So yeah, you guys can find me at on Instagram at Dump'N AZ. So DUMPN_AZ. Pretty simple.
Easy.
Dump'N AZ. And then my phone number is 602-687-2452. If you guys ever need anything, if you're an investor, if you're a realtor, or if you're just the average person who's just has any junk. I know it's the holidays right now, so if you guys want that, a Christmas party, anything like that, hit me up, guys. I'll clean out your house. Let me know, guys.
Especially after the holidays, right?
Especially after the holidays, yeah. There's gonna be a lot of trash right there. So let me know if you guys want your trash cleaned out, guys. I got you guys for sure.
Hey, thank you again. And I'll put all his information underneath him. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And this is another great open house. Real Estate Braddick out. Peace.
Later, guys.